Stephen Curry's first run-in with Klay Thompson since emotional breakup sparks awkward fan reactions. Liberty's Aces had some iconic faces courtside, but the only pair we are interested in is that of Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry. Yup, the Splash Brothers finally met after the emotional roller coaster of a breakup. While we can't be sure if there were private visits between the longtime friends, this certainly is their first meetup in public, and it was hilarious. Klay was promptly accompanied by his new Mavs pal, Dereck Lively II, to the game, and that seemed to be the point that Thompson's splash bro took offense to. Klay and Dereck were talking animatedly to each other when Thompson took notice of Steph coming towards them. Looking almost longingly at Curry, just for that split second, he introduced Lively, or at least he tried to. Leave it to the chef to come up with some absolutely outrageous reaction. Stephen Curry took a moment to look at his ex-teammate with his new teammate, and he had enough. Swinging his hands to and fro like a proper drama queen, and as though repelled by some strong odor, said, You, in jest, of course. Is it, though? He quickly turned around, laughing at his own playful antics, and started a conversation with them. Although it looked like it was all in good fun, it wouldn't be a stretch to assume that seeing Klay and being reminded of the fact that Steph will have to play against the guy who is a warrior for life is a tough pill to swallow. It was just back in mid-July that the 4X champion admitted to Mark J. Spears that it's one of those pieces that really won't sink in until you get into October and you go to the locker room and you're in your familiar sights and sounds of the Chase Center. Fans on IG can't help but point out that Stephen Curry is trying his best to keep it cool while missing Klay a lot. Steph made his wishes very clear regarding Klay on multiple occasions. The Warriors superstar wanted to keep his core intact and retire together, and perhaps taking into account the possibility of Curry intervening, Klay had reportedly reached out to him and Draymond Green to ensure they wouldn't lobby the franchise on his behalf. It was clear that had the 10X All-Star had his way, Thompson would still be in the Bay Area. Needless to say, to this, among a lot of other instances, would naturally make a public meetup awkward, and according to this fan, Steph's humorous take was to cover up the awkwardness. Bro trying to be funny to make it not awkward, but it still is, followed by 3 crying a river emojis. Another fan had quite the comparison. How be seen her ex-doll with a downgrade? There's no doubt that at least a few had the same thought. No offense to the Mavs or Lively, of course. Yet another one had a more straightforward take than our friend right above. Steph really trying to goof around, but deep down he'd be missing Klay a lot. If you remember, the 36-year-old took to Instagram after Klay's trade became official with a bevy of photos on his story. A few were Thompson in his element. Others were of their pairing together. And although Curry said that the 5X All-Star made a decision that he felt was best for himself, there was no covering up the hurt. Finally, this user commented, "They laughing, but he's secretly dead serious," followed by another crying a river emoji. Well, we'll know for sure when they meet in November, won't we? That said, what are we thinking about this whole interaction? Was Steph just being Steph and pulling their leg? Or, as many fans point out, was his first reaction the real deal? Let us know in the comments.